Boom, boom. This is Ken. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got a Soul Land Reloaded up today. So we got a few things to cover. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So we got a couple of things that are ending today, so it's very important. If you look down at your bag, you'll probably see the word expiring on some items, and that's because the items for the events, I've already cleared them out. The Eternal Star Realm, okay, so this ends today, so make sure anything that you want to claim is in here. Also, Christmas Carnival, that ends tonight as well. So everything's going away tonight. So you should see the word expire if you have any of the stockings or anything like that. You should see the word expiring on your bag, and that's what it's for. So I've used everything, purchased everything that I wanted to purchase. So we're in the clear from that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the account. Now I'm up, actually did a bunch of stuff over the weekend. I went ahead and made a decision as to which character I was going to do first, and I just decided to go ahead and do the tank. So I have brought up Azure Dragon EU. I created him. I got him up. As you can see, my BP is up to 65 million right now. So I spent most of the time over the last day or two just working on him. That's one of the reasons I kept a lot of my my S ranked shards. I was just storing them up, letting them gather up, so I'd have enough to take him up. I've already got him up to 5 stars. I'll be able to take him up to Moon next. So what I've done with my account is adjusted things a little bit. So I took out BB, okay, put BB into the actual support role, which is where she's coming from right now, which is excellent. Right now, I'm currently using Yin as my support, Yin as my support skill from the support 1 team. Once I get Blue Silver Empress Yin, which is the SS, she's going to be replacing Dai in the order because Niu's not having any trouble whatsoever. He is a really good tank, so he's not having any trouble whatsoever, and I haven't even managed to get him up to full yet, which is where I want to get him to. So he's going to come out. And then I'm going to put, since I'll have a healer in the actual main team, there's no use having another healer come off support. So I'll put BB as her support skill that I'll be using. And then in the second support skill I'll be using Chin, probably most likely it'll be either Chin or Dai as their support skill coming off support team 2. We just have to decide who does the best damage. Because Chin's the highest damage dealer in the S group, but Dai is an SS character, so he might actually do more. I think he does actually do more, so he'll probably be the one coming off my S support on 2. So that's where we're at. So that's what the current team is. The current time is Dai, Tian, Chin, and Past Life Tang San is the current team. So that's where we're at this particular time, and it's got me up to 65 million. So as you can see, there's a large increase. So I've just been working on him. I managed to activate his avatar, which gives him, this guy has a ton of hit points. And a lot of the skills that he has buffs, gives him more hit points, buffs his damage. And he's got other support too. I was really surprised at how much support he was actually pulling. I was a little, was not expecting that actually. So the couple of things we're going to be working on. The first thing is he needs Ma to actually activate his fusion skill. So I will probably in the future get Ma. I'm not going to do it right now, simply because of the fact that I need to make sure everything goes. If we don't get the shards for Blue Empress Yin here in the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, then she's obviously not going to be coming out anytime soon where we can get the shards. So I'll have to get a healer, and I'll probably have to pick up Oscar. So I want to hold off on where I make that decision. So that's the final decision. What's going to go. So as you can see, we're moving up pretty good. 65 is pretty good. But there's still a lot of stuff to do on him. I got to get his rings up. Okay. I'm working. I'll be getting the weapon. This Eternal Star Realm is going to be an excellent weapon for him. Hidden weapon. It's an SS version. So it should be coming out in a couple of weeks as well. So we will get the shards for that. So I'm not going to. So I haven't really been able to stick a hidden weapon on him. I didn't want to go ahead and spend the mats to level up one when I'm just going to have to take it away in in a couple of weeks, because I'll be replacing it with this. So I'm going to put I'm going to go ahead and put the Eternal Star Realm will be for him, and then we'll fit it. I probably will actually end up using the cluster ball here as the fit for it, because it's designed specifically to trigger a counter attack once you're being hit. So if you're being attacked, it triggers. It's basically a full-scale counter attack. He's a tank. He's going to be getting it a lot. So having something like that would be beneficial for him. It does pretty good damage as well. So I'll probably just end up fitting the Eternal Star Realm with that. But everything's got to pan out first to see how that goes in terms of that. So that's where we're at on that. So it's made a big difference in the team. So remember, these events ending tonight. This is also ending tonight, the Zeusing's concert. So make sure you use the shards for that in the note shop. Okay, if you look in your bag and it says expiring, you'll probably see the notes in there as well too. So just make sure that you get, use all that stuff, because once it goes bye, nothing left to spend it on. Other than that, everything else seems to be going back to normal. We'll be jumping back into tomorrow. We'll have new events. The weekend event is currently going on, which is so make sure you participate in that. Super Monday. I hope you're able to get the Saturday login, and then 30 minutes, 12 warships, and that, and you get 811 diamonds tomorrow, which is nice. That's one of the reasons I participate in it. I'm keeping my diamonds up high because I'm going to have to purchase 50 shards, as well as hopefully the 30 shards for the Eternal Star Realm. So that's going to cost some diamonds. So I wanted to make sure that I did have enough in there. I don't like to get much below 15,000 if at all possible, so that whenever some type of event comes along that it's something I want to participate in, I'll make sure I have the diamonds, since we're doing this from a free-to-play perspective. Have to be a little bit, a little bit more cautious with what we do. That's why things take a little bit longer when you're doing it this way. But that's one of the challenges of it. So yeah, that's where we're at. So 65, we're doing pretty good. Not having really, any really trouble. I mean, the story mode is just a breeze. Master's just a breeze. I'm able to, I've got 65. I've been able to beat 68 million BPs, simply because of the fact, I think it's because I have a tank now. He really does keep the damage and the focus on him, and he keeps it off of Tian and Tian, allowing them to do what they do best, which is just basically set in the backfield and annihilate opponents as they come out, as they open up on them, because they do amazing amount of damage. So those are excellent characters for PvE and PvP. So I've got a lot of stuff left, decisions to make. Still not at the end. As you can see, we've still got a lot of stuff here. So I have enough to make Zoo. She's in the back of my mind, because she's going to be excellent for PvP. I've got all of these shards. These shards will be going into Tian and Ian. Like I said, I have to wait. I can't make I can't start throwing the final phase of my team into effect until we see whether or not we're going to get her. We should, if they keep. They did her exactly like they did Tang San, and they did her exactly like they did Chen. So if they hold the same what they're doing, in a few weeks they'll have an event, and inside that event, inside of the shop for that event, there'll be shards for her, and you should be able to get it. But we never know. You never know. You just have to wait to see how things go. All right, so that's what we're doing. So I can't really make the final moves as of yet. And then with these shards, we'll just be, make the determinations as to start maybe focusing on the fusion skills, because greatly, that's one of the things where I'm seriously lacking, is actually focusing on the divine skills. But that's a lot of shards, okay? A lot of shards to do that. The only person that has the divine skill active at this point is Dai, and I did him quite some time ago. When they first came out with the game and they had the events and stuff, his were the only shards they were giving out. Well, they were giving out shards for Oscar and stuff, but since I wasn't focusing on Oscar, I just really focused on all the shards I had built up for him. You can't use it for anything. SS shards for the character could only be used to do this at this point in the game. Okay, your promotions is done through S shards. Okay, The SS shards for the character can only be used for the divine skill. That's all they have use for. So that's what you got to do about. So that's what they're there for. So some of the shards that I have in those chests will be, are destined to go into my divine skills for Tang San and Chen, or maybe Ayin. Just have to see who's got the best, fancy one. But once we get Ayin, we'll get a couple things more. We'll also get the fusion will become active for Deo, okay? Because he needs her to do that. That's another reason I really want to get her. And then, so that'll have 3 of the main characters. And then maybe, in the future, we'll just have to start focusing on Ma. What I'm thinking about doing is possibly creating him and then regenerating him. And what that'll do is that will create him, assign him to me, and then I can regenerate back and get the shards back. But here's the kicker. I'm not sure, if in the future he might become a useful character. But I would probably just, regenerate, and you get back to shards. Okay, so let's get back to shards. I have several characters in this current state. If you take a look at my soul thing here, if you look way back here, at the very end right here, these characters, these are the S versions, have been collected. Okay, then I turned them back in because I was never going to use them in anything, in any of my teams. That, of course, might change in the future, but with the ability for you to get SS characters, I just don't see the need to focus on the S characters other than the ones I'm using. Okay, so you can just get the shards and focus them on your SS characters. But you do have to have, several S characters, and that's what these two. She's excellent. You get her at the beginning, and she's one of your best characters. So I'm just keeping her around simply because she offers a lot of stats. But A plus shards don't really serve any purpose. You need S shards to promote your SS. So I might one day reclaim her just to get the materials back. But at this point, I don't need to. I'll probably be sending her. If I do get the other Ayin, I'll have 2 healers. That's all I see the need to keep on at this point. The S Ayin and SS version Ayin. So I don't really see the need to keep around another one of those. But yeah, so I've got a full 4 team of SS characters, and they do pretty good. They do pretty good damage, and we're definitely moving in the right direction. I noticed survivability increased immensely once I got Tian, and a lot of the game modes that we're at here towards end game, the bosses and stuff, they start going through. They were going through die pretty quick. He's not a tank, okay? You could try to utilize him as an off tank, but he's not. I mean, even in anime, he was always getting hurt simply because he's not really a tank, but he's a melee character, so he has to be in close. So that of course puts him at a slight disadvantage on some powerful characters. While Tian is a tank, he's designed to be a tank. That's what he does. He has a massive amount of hit points. All of his skills are focused on reducing damage, negating damage. Okay, so he's designed specifically to be a tank, and that's his sole focus. And he is a good tank. I mean, you'll see you'll see him go into battle, and you'll think he's like going to happen like die because he starts losing hit points. But then you'll see just maybe not even a quarter, maybe 15 to 20% of his health goes down, then it stops. Because he's activated his skill, and his skill he negates all damage for 8 seconds. And so he's not taking any damage, none whatsoever. He's completely invincible during that time. Then his other skills start to kick in where he starts to regenerate hit points and stuff. So he basically sustains himself, just like Ren did. So Ren heals herself. That's one of the reasons Ren's such an excellent tank. Even though she's an S character, she is the tank in my second team. You have to form 2 teams for a lot of this end-game stuff. So I clearly have focused 2 teams. So I needed another tank, and she, besides Ren, and he was perfect. So that's why I went with another tank, because I'm starting to focus my perspective now that I've got my main team focused and what I want to do, it's now time to start focusing on two teams and what you want to do. So that's where I'm at this point. So so until Blue Silver Empress Ayin comes out, the SS version for her, I'm just going to start focusing on getting my two teams set up so that you can start advancing in certain stuff. Because if you want to get some of the really good stuff, the rewards from some of the stores, you have to have two teams to complete in those things. So from a PvP type standpoint. So that's why I've been doing right now is just putting together the stuff for the second team. And I just wanted to go ahead and pop out a video, show you where we were at, and show you what I did. So if you've been following along, you know I was talking about what I wasn't sure. So once we get Yin, then we'll have to start determining whether or not we want to start using those shards that we have and start focusing on the divine skills, or if we want to maybe go ahead and do Zoo and start bringing her up. She's becoming a little less needful for me. The arena scores when the arena first came out, I was at like 50, rank 50 was where I was at basically. They've combined the servers twice since then, so basically we've got a buttload of more people coming into when the server combines, and I've had to fight my way back. I'm now back up to rank 54, so this is roughly where I was when I started the game. So the server merged, I've passed up all the characters that were above me. Okay, so it's now as you can see, I'm starting to get really close to where I need to be. The target is 155. Starting to get up into the 100. That's what I want to try to get to, because that's where you're going to need to complete to get in the top 10. But that's a long ways off. These are your whales. Getting to where whale is at takes an extremely long time. But I'm enjoying playing the game, so we'll just see. You need to have a goal. My goal right now is 100 because my original goal was 50. Now it's 100. So and then my next goal will be 150, and so forth and so on. So that's the way to play it. They're giving you stuff. It just takes a lot longer to gather it from this because we're doing it this way. Okay, so that's where we're at. But yeah, so getting Zoo's not something that I need right now because I am able to maintain, being roughly around in the 50 area with my arena. That means I'm doing fairly decent. I was 60 something, but once I hit up 65 million with Tian in there, I've been able to beat people that are actually a little bit higher than me in terms of what we can do. So but always make sure you do your 10 so that you can get the shards. You get the SS universal shards, those can be used. So I do my 10 every day, and that's where we're at. So I'll let you see the lineup. So this is what we've got. So I've got the Spirit Soul I'm using is my SS Spirit Soul. Okay, that's what you want to do. You should have been able to get him. He was free. Very generous of them. Then I've got, the One-Armed Bandit. Okay. Tian, of course. Damage dealers. Okay. I'm using Die right now, as I said before. Okay. And then I've got Tian. So as you can know, so once I get Blue Silver Empress, the fusion skill will be completed for Chen, and I'll be able to, then we need to start thinking about what we want to do with his fusion skill. Okay. He'll be moving out. Blue Silver Empress will be moving in. So we'll have to take a look at what is required for her. I think we could see it, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. Yes, we can't see it. So can't yet. So that just did that. So that's going to be coming. Interesting. I wonder who it would be. I wouldn't think it would be. It might be SS Wu. Maybe. I'm trying to think. You would think based on you would think it might be Tang Xian's father, as in an SS version of his father. Maybe. Have to see. But definitely one of the SS characters coming, most likely, which we'll probably see pretty soon. Would not surprise me if the next character that comes out, SS character, might be something along with that, but we'll have to do that. But getting her will take care of Chit. So we're from that perspective, we're still in good shape. So the rest of the team is in support one. We've got Ren, we've got BB, we've got Hugh, and then we've got S version again. Now currently I have her coming off. She does a heal and an attack speed. She heals and increases your attack. She gives you that buff immediately when she comes out. You'll see everybody get healed, and you'll see attack up shatter across your whole team because they all get an attack buff. Excellent character. So but once I've got SS again in the main team, there's no need to actually use her to come off, with her support skill. So I'll switch to using BB Dong's as the support skill for the damage. Okay. Now in support team 2, these are going to be unlocked. So remember, you're going to need 2 more spots for characters. Okay. So I'm going to need to bring up some other characters. So, maybe, so Zoo's coming to mind, and maybe this new character that comes out just to work with a fusion skill for Ian, but we'll have to see. So right now I currently have Tian, and then I just put him back here simply because I needed somebody to fill back there. I like Dooku. He's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I like him. Excellent in PvP with his poison. But but right now Chin's the highest S damage in the game for an S character, so that's where I have him coming from. So he's the one doing school. So that's one off. In the Divine tool, I've got the SS version. This does not stay. I set this up every time, and it doesn't stay for some reason. I set it up like this, and then I sync it across, and it doesn't stay synced. I'm not exactly sure what's up with that. I'm almost to the point where I have to check my team, frequently just to make sure everything's, because it's not syncing properly. But other than that, don't seem to have any problems with the game. So I have my Sea God's Trident SS tool, S Divide Spear. I'm probably going to go ahead and focus in the future on making a set, because you can see you've got 2 different sets, attack set, defense set. So you want to make sure that if you put 2 of the same type on your team, you get a buff. So using one of these and one of these, you don't get the buff. So just make sure that you try to put both to get the buff. So that's what I've been doing. So that's the team. It's doing pretty good. Like I said, I'm able to beat people a little bit higher than me, and that's simply because I have a tank now. Once you fill in the slots, need a healer. Because on occasion I can beat some higher than me. There is on occasion where I do lose to some higher than me, and 9 times out of 10 is because they have a healer. So we need a healer. So I want it to be Ian. If it's not, then we'll go with Oscar, because Oscar is not a bad healer at all. It's an excellent healer. It's just that with Yen, I really didn't feel the need to have another healer at the beginning of the game, and then they came out with. I got word that there was going to be a SS version of Yen, and I put all types of healing on hold. So now we just need to get her, and then we can start working on the final phase. So that's what I got. All right. So, of course, always like to hear your comments. So you can post anything. I'll try to get back to you. I do try to look at the comments as often as I can. And tell me what you think. Any ideas? Maybe if you know what this SS upcoming character is. If you're, maybe if you know the language a little bit better, you might have been able to find it on some of the other sites. It's difficult to find a lot of in-depth information about the game from English sources. I know it's pretty big overseas, so any of you who do that might know who's coming up and what the new events are in that case. That would be useful information. Otherwise, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Once you've subscribed, you'll see that bell. If you click on it, you get notified. And remember to like and share the video, as that helps the channel. And also, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope 2022 is better than 2021, and hopefully we can kick the pandemic in the butt. We got that new strain going around. Seems to be a little bit less virulent than Delta, the Delta variant. So hopefully this will be able to get everybody to return to normalcy, as this apparently everybody handles this version a little bit better, so it's not as deadly. But still, want to take care of yourself, and I hope everyone does have a happy new year, and hopefully this year will be better than the last. This is Ken Rare, coming at you from the quarter, signing out.